Mr. Speaker, thank you so much for joining us again here on Newsmax TV. President Obama in the State of the Union said that he'll use government power to bridge the gap between the rich and everybody else. What is your reaction to that statement?
Every country in the world that has tried to use government power, as Obama puts it, has made people poorer, has made the politicians more powerful, and has ended up with corruption. I think it's exactly the wrong direction.
Obama called on the wealthy to pay more taxes, and he called on Congress to pass the Buffett Rule. But in your speech earlier today, you said that maybe the president didn't understand what it was that he was saying.
Well, if the president is serious about a 30% minimum tax, he is doubling the capital gains tax. If you double the capital gains tax, you're going to drive down the value of the stock market, which is going to hurt every pension fund in the country. Everybody with a 401k is going to lose money. Capital is going to flee the U.S., and it is probably the most anti-job single idea he's come up with. So my hunch is the White House will back off today and say they didn't quite mean it. But if they mean it, it is the most destructive anti-jobs proposal by a president in my lifetime.
Now, you have vowed a peaceful end to Cuba's Castro regime. Should you become president, how would you go about freeing the Cuban people and their government?
I'd use the same tools and the same strategy that Pope John Paul II, President Ronald Reagan, and Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher used to defeat the Soviet Empire. I'd bring to bear popular pressure, information technology, covert organizations, subsidies to people who want to be free, psychological campaigns against those who are in power. And I would do everything I could to maximize the ability of the Cuban people to free themselves.
How would you confront the threat of Iran in Latin America, given the alliance between Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, Chavez, and the Castro regime?
Well, I think that this is the greatest direct challenge to the Monroe Doctrine in 190 years. And I think that we have to confront it head on. And we have to indicate that in the long run, the Chavez regime is a direct threat to the United States, and it's in our interest to find a way to get rid of it.
National polls have you in the lead. What is it about your message that's resonating with Americans right now?
I think they want a conservative with optimistic solutions who believes that if you unleash the American people, we can rebuild the country we love. And I think that they are looking for somebody who has the clarity and the toughness to debate Obama head on. I think that they increasingly believe I can do that.
Last question real quickly, Mr. Speaker. As Newsmax uncovered exclusively this week, Mitt Romney's campaign is being run by former Florida Governor Charlie Crist political aides. Crist went from Republican to independent. What does this tell you about Mitt Romney?
Well, I just think it's strange. I'm honored that we have Marco Rubio's former campaign manager, Jose Maleo, running our campaign. He's a solid conservative. I like to be surrounded by solid conservatives. It's a little bit like, Governor Romney's alliance with Governor Sununu, who helped convince former President Bush to break his no new taxes pledge and raise taxes. I mean, you have to wonder to what extent that tells you about the comfort that Romney has with raising taxes.
Speaker Gingrich, thanks so much for joining us, and good luck with the campaign.
Good. Thank you. Good to be with you.